When I run the numbers, all right, for a cash or bank financing offer, like $1.9 million just doesn't work, right? The cash on cash is going to be like super low. And, you know, the bank, the debt service ratio is going to be very low. Like for us to go to a bank and get a loan, we need 1.30, right, as the debt service ratio or higher, right? And when I run your numbers at 1.9, it's like 82 or like 0.82 or something like this, right? And I was like, so no bank is going to finance that. He was like, oh, I didn't know that. You know, I didn't know that. I said, yes. I was like, so like, I will pay you $1.9 million, but you have to be the bank. He's like, well, you know, tell me how that works. And I said, essentially, like, we have a purchase price, and then we have like a 10-year, like we have a 10-year loan with you that we pay a mortgage for 10 years on. We're going to amortize that over like 20, 25, maybe, 29 years so that we can get our mortgage down, right? But essentially, over the course of 10 years, you're going to make $300,000 or $400,000 on this deal. And that's how we get you to your $1.9 million. And he was like, oh, I didn't know that. He's like, okay. And I said, we already made you owner financing offer. So you have to look at that and see if that's something that you want to do, you know. And the best part is that you only have to pay, you know, tax on the interest, on the interest that you make, on the income that you make that year. So you really get to defer a lot of those taxes. Instead of paying everything up front in the 1 year, then you can defer those and you can just pay it over time. He's like, oh yeah, I didn't know that. So our job is really to educate owners. It's to educate owners on how we can do creative deal structuring. And it's also building portfolios, building mini portfolios. 100 units is good, right? But 200 or 300 or 400 units in an area of like maybe 30 minutes or an hour, that's going to be even more powerful. So that is your job. Is maybe the first deal you can only afford 50 units, right? That's fine, right? You either buy 50 units with a piece of land that you can add more, you know, units onto, or you buy several of them in your area within an hour distance until you can get to 300 or 400 units, right? And that's really the best way to go about it. And then later down the road, you'll be able to sell that as a portfolio and make like a ridiculous amount of money, right? So that's what we do as mom and pops. And we will sell those facilities to people just like, you know, Marcus and Millichap is going to find, or these franchises or whatever it is, you know, they're going to be the ones that come in and buy those facilities. Does that make sense?